Welcome to the July 22nd, 2019 Advance Report for McGowanGroup clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman, president, McGowanGroup, with this week's fast-paced tour of the global financial markets, some important warnings, observations, and an update, of course, on investment strategy. Let's get started. The Dow top 27,000 for the first time in history, right back here. This week, it's sustained around 27,300 for a big part of the week, holding that record high. But the key is going forward, what do the earnings look like? We're going to move to the S&P 500 index. Both are blue chip U.S. S&P 500 more broad, not held down, if you will, by the recent underperformance of Boeing. But it is a better measure because we get earnings, and earnings will be in the next chart. Here we've got a new all-time high at the S&P above 3,000, and we covered some of the earnings forecasts last week. For 2020, they're quite good, but here's a little warning shot. It may be time to take some profits, especially from the underperformers, before the next correction, or at least bank cash from dividends and pick out bargains if we return to the lower end of this range. And here's why. Earnings reports. I got 77 companies out of 500 on the S&P. I got a 2% growth so far. Oh, that's okay. That's better than a -2. But a lot of these industries, wow, -7% for energy, but only one company reporting. Most of their reports will be over the next month. Whoa, materials -25%. The star here is the healthcare industry, a 16% gain. So we're going to take a quick look at Johnson & Johnson and cover some of the warnings going forward there. And then we've got a -14% for communication services. So there's some warnings in here that you're not getting the robust earnings growth. This says maybe it's going to be 2, and we've got quite a few more reports to add in. We'll give an update after 2 or 3 weeks on that. Netflix, oh my gosh, what happened here? They traded as low as $320 a share. The recent high was $423. Netflix streaming, well, domestically, they have grown and grown and grown and grown. Oh, not anymore. They just reported their first contraction in subscribers. International still looks like it can grow like a weed. But the question is, without the domestic growth, what's the company worth? So Netflix having a $100 off sale here. This could last a little while as they digest what really happens on the international front. This was the superstar, of course, up through the middle of 2018. Johnson & Johnson. Wow, okay, this has been a benchmark dividend company, and they've raised the dividend for quite some time, but they have an opiate addiction problem, and that is the lawsuits coming in. This is the next tort wave, if you will, from the attorneys that have nice jets and fly around to do that sort of thing. So this overhang could last a while for Johnson & Johnson, I believe certainly through tax time, but at some point, the higher dividend pharmaceutical companies could be a bargain. I think it may be tax loss selling season as late as, say, 2020. So keep it on the radar, but not yet. Kinder Morgan and Energy Transfer in this chart, a 3-year chart for 2 of the leaders in the pipeline industry. We can see some recent recovery strength. Looks like Energy Transfer had the best week this week. Kinder gave back some of the recent gains after making 52-week highs. So that's an update on the energy infrastructure, and we'll have more because all their earnings are coming out in the next 4 weeks. For those of you that want more information on McGowan Group, which I recommend you go to NetWorthRadio.com, your free 1-hour brainstorming session with our team could make a huge difference for 2020. Fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, just the easy parts, and set your time to either come down to the Crescent, do a WebEx meeting with us, a GoToMeeting, or to actually just do a preliminary conference call. You'll get a recap from either of the three, but a free 1-hour brainstorming session is recommended. Be sure to tune in each and every week right here on YouTube. If you subscribe, that'll give you an alert for fast breaking financial market news when the markets heat up. Join us. I'm Spencer McGowan, proud to be your financial weatherman. Thank you for tuning in to our YouTube channel. I'm Spencer McGowan, President, McGowanGroup, your financial weatherman. We sponsor each week NetWorthRadio.com broadcast that has the charts and graphs, many of which you saw today. We also sponsor this YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe for fast breaking news, an alert when we post something in a market condition that may have changed. Our goal is to help you as an investor make the right decisions at the right time. And that's part of what this YouTube channel is about, as well as NetWorthRadio.com. I am well served with a team of 10 people, including myself. And that team that cares is actually made up of people who are devoted to your net profits and your success, as well as excellence in service. If you want an educational experience to follow this up, get to NetWorthRadio.com, the McGowanGroup.com. Right here, we disclose our net client experience all the way back to 2001. What that includes, the bear market cycles of 02, 08, 2018, and the recoveries through the most recent quarter. That is true education of investors and exactly how our clients have done, disclosed right here. Further disclosures, value at risk of loss. Yes, investments are going to fluctuate. That's part of the reason for this broadcast. And that can actually work to your advantage. We'll build that into your plan. So I urge you to go to NetWorthRadio.com, fill out the preliminary client questionnaire, a free 1-hour brainstorming session by phone or at the Crescent in Dallas, and we will map out a multi-year plan for you and your family that's appropriate. Just because we talk about a security on this broadcast or any securities doesn't make it a recommendation for your portfolio until you have that written plan. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll be back next week as your financial weatherman.